Hey, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. As always, it is Nick here, back with your daily crypto news and analysis. And today we are going to be talking about Hedera and HBAR. So with that being said, let's just dive in and let's start off with the big thing, right? As we look at the network, I know, right? Nobody cares. Nobody cares. You know, Hedera's only doing what? Well over 22 billion transactions per year if we keep pace. And this is only rising, but nobody cares, right? It's insane to me on the amount of transactions that are being transacted on Hedera. And you know what? I just had a meeting the other day where I was kind of talking about crypto. I was like, you know, retail is barely even in crypto right now. And what's wild is institutions are barely in crypto as well. There's a big misconception that, oh, with the Bitcoin ETFs, institutions are here. No. Adoption hasn't even really begun. But guess what? Hedera already has a live enterprise grade use case on it. They're already doing 11.5 billion transactions this year. So imagine at the end of this year, we're going to be well over 22 plus billion transactions, probably at 23 billion transactions for the mainnet, which is absolutely insane. We already hit 10,500 plus transactions per second already as a max TPS. The average is sitting at about roughly almost 700. The account creation this year has been absolutely insane. 1.5 million accounts created. The total accounts sitting at nearly 3 million. Active accounts sitting at nearly 1 million. It's definitely interesting to see how fast this thing has been growing. We just surpassed 14 billion mainnet transactions, sitting at about roughly 1,500 TPS right now. This thing is only going to continue to blossom into a massive network. And I'm very excited about this. Right on par with these statistics, we've seen Envision Blockchain come out and talk a little bit about the Guardian testnet. So more stats of the Hedera Guardian testnet usage for the last 5 months. Now this is the testnet, mind you. Almost 12,600 topics created, 241,000 plus messages sent, 361 fungible tokens created, 181 billion fungible tokens minted. Over 181 billion fungible tokens minted. That is absolutely insane. 3,400 plus NFTs created. About almost 4 million NFTs minted. And remember that the Guardian testnet is something to watch for because we've talked a little bit about the Hedera Guardian in the past. I do think that this is an absolute game changer. Definitely take a look into Envision Blockchain if you guys haven't already. They're really changing the game. They are also a big player within the Hedera ecosystem, especially around carbon offsets and sustainability and stuff like that. They're definitely a big player. Also, just recently, AngelHack. So this is one of the world's largest and most diverse global developer ecosystems out there. What do you see new? In partnership with Hedera, we're thrilled to announce the launch of the Beyond Blockchain Hashgraph Incubator. Fast track your startups through the 3-month program, leveraging the expertise of industry veterans and invaluable resources. This is actually very exciting. So this is going to be happening from September 5th through November 24th of this year. What's very exciting about this is, one, there's going to be 5 main winners from this with a grand pool of about $75,000 per one. Curated workshops and resources, mentorship and industry support, and also dedicated post-program support as well. And the reason why this is so big, right, is because not only does this streamline adoption, but it also brings in a lot of developers to build some very solid use cases on Hedera, but also the exposure that Hedera now has through AngelHack. If we go over here to AngelHack's website, they have 300,000 plus developers in their community. They're in 160 cities around the globe, and they already have 300 plus partners. This is very exciting. This is a very, very large organization. Definitely take a look into them. They are trusted by 250 plus industry leaders. We're talking about P&G, PayPal. There's a few other players on here in terms of blockchain technologies, but you also have MasterCard, Discover, Accenture, Dell, IBM, Meta. This is a huge, huge player. And by the way, they've been around for 12 years. Like I said, they have a ton of developers in their community. They have some great partnerships already in place. I do think that this is great for Hedera. And also when we go and look at the 4 organizations, also, by the way, Capital One's here, Cisco, AWS, some pretty large names. You also see Hedera right there, which is great to see. But on par with that, there's also 220,000 plus developer activations, 100,000 plus community of active learners, 80 plus AngelHack global team. What gets me very excited about this is the developers behind AngelHack. I think that these are going to be very, very skillful developers. Not saying that we don't already have them. I'm just saying that this is going to be very exciting because the use cases that are going to come from this and the grants that are going to be giving out, I think that those are going to be streamlining some very strong use cases and applications. And remember, when you combine Hedera's technology with developers, the sky is the limit. I've talked about it even with Neuron and other projects that, you can't really get the same power from any other network out there. So I'm very excited about this. I think that this is great. Again, these are like huge organizations that Hedera has been partnering with. And I told you guys, like, focus on moves like this because it allows for a lot more exposure of Hedera to more developers. And remember, recently they just shared a statistic where Hedera's developer growth has been absolutely off the charts. It's been very exciting to see, which is very good for the network. Also, the UK. So for those that have not been aware, the UK has become a very large leader around crypto adoption and acceptance, as well as moving forward on crypto regulations. Recently, going back to May, the UK Crypto Hub could have significant competitive advantage over the EU. I talked a little bit about why some of these areas are going to be very competitive at this moment because of the technology behind crypto. They want to harness it. They want to become leaders around it. And they also want to, just become a crypto hub. A lot of these areas, like, for an example, Hong Kong, UAE, even the UK, they've been moving very fast. And I brought this up because we continue to see the UK becoming a much larger player around crypto. For an example, just recently we've seen another office being opened within London outside of the US. And this is only going to continue to be a trend. Also, remember, Ripple just recently said that they see London as a future hub for digital currencies. They also mentioned that they would be open to moving outside of the US and creating major headquarters in London as well, if it came down to that, of course, which we know with the recent major moves around the XRP lawsuit that essentially probably isn't going to be the case. But the reason why I bring this up and the reason why I'm even talking about this is because of the recent news. So Montes Group announces a successful tokenization of UK equities in FCA Sandbox. Now, of course, this is a sandbox. By the way, if you guys don't know about Montes Group, they are a very, very large group centered out on digital assets and really kind of harnessing the power of these trusted third-party services. And again, I do think that this is a crucial player to watch for, especially around like Arcix Exchange, which we just recently talked about with Hedera. Some pretty large names around this as well. For an example, you could see a few of their past and previous experiences. These are from the Royal Bank of Canada, for an example. We also have the London Stock Exchange. These are very substantial names, and it's very exciting to even look into the global networks and partners around this as well. You see Algorand, Arcix, DLA Piper is there as well, and a few other ones. R3, you can't forget R3, which is very exciting. So definitely pay attention to this player. And why is that? Well, it's very simple, right? So let's go back over to this announcement. This was on July 5th, and this was, of course, in London, UK. And we do see Montes Group, a leading innovator in the digital securities industry, is excited to announce the successful tokenization of UK equities utilizing the new Montes tokenizer platform. Montes has minted tokens onto the Hedera blockchain, marking a significant milestone in the digital transformation of real-world assets. So this is huge. And again, this is in collaboration with Arcix Custody and DLA Piper, which are two major players around the Hedera ecosystem. And of course, all of this will be minted through the HTS service. which is awesome to see. And we even do see a few quotes down here. The UK Law Commission final report on digital assets in Luxembourg white paper, a compliance framework for tokenization, published last week, validate the potential and necessity of our endeavors. The successful minting of these tokens is just the beginning of our digital journey. And we do see how the Montes platform provides a secure institutional grade environment for clients to create, manage, mint, transfer, and burn tokens on leading blockchain networks and Hashgraphs. Current supported standards include, and they do mention all of them there. We also do see from DLA Piper, actually, or I should say a partner at DLA Piper, who is responsible for its FCA sandbox at it. We are delighted that Montes has completed the minting of MTX tokens, enabling shareholders to complete the exchange of their existing shareholdings for digital securities tokens held on multiple blockchain platforms. This completes the FCA Sandbox project DLA Piper commenced in 2020 to test the ability of regulatory compliance tech to adapt for digital securities issuances. By the way, this is a great thing to look into as well, because guess what? This commenced in 2020 and it's just completing now. This is how long a few things around specific sectors, including the finance sector, take. I always say be patient, because there's a lot of things happening behind the scenes that we don't even know about, that we're not even aware of. And this is one of those things that it really proves on how patient you need to be. This is, a 3-year project in the making. And what's very exciting about this is that, yes, the UK has been moving very fast on digital assets. And this is, of course, in the UK. And just recently, the UK, the Law Commission, just completed their project on digital assets. They completed their final report. And this is the recommendations on crypto and crypto regulations, especially in the UK, really kind of furthering the idea that they want to utilize crypto. They want to harness the power of crypto because they see how large of a role it will play in the future, especially around finance and finance technology. And then also recently, they did see a new recommendations for reform and development of the law on digital assets to secure the UK's position as a global crypto hub. And we even do see that this is centering it out on not only digital assets, but also NFTs. They also see a few areas of interest around NFTs, talking more so about debt, equity, securities, making payments, and so much more. Again, it really kind of proves to you that the future is crypto, and we're going to continue to see a very large spotlight put on crypto. We even do see the use and importance of digital assets has grown significantly in the last few years. The flexibility of the common law means that the legal system in England and Wales is well placed to adapt to this rapid growth. Our recommendations for reform and development of the law therefore seek to solidify the legal foundation for digital assets. We also aim to ensure that the private law in England and Wales remains a dynamic, globally competitive, and flexible tool that enables further technological innovation. And there's a few other quotes here as well, but for the most part, you kind of get the idea. It's in the UK, things are moving extremely fast, especially around crypto adoption, tokenization, you name it. And also remember that, considering the fact that this is focused on equities, which is a $107 trillion global market, this is a huge step in the right direction. And by the way, the UK, they're not that big, only 2.9% of this $107 trillion market. But if you think about it, guess what? Them streamlining crypto adoption and utilizing crypto for tokenization as a service could very well open the door for them to grasp a much larger percentage of this market, which is why we are starting to see a lot more competition coming out. And we're starting to see a streamlined push for crypto regulations and also even crypto adoption. So with that being said, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys did, definitely leave a like, subscribe, to notifications on if you guys have more free content. You guys are more than welcome to follow me on Twitter and join the free Discord down in the description below. As always, hope that you all have a beautiful day or a beautiful night. If you guys are on this before, this has been Nick. Peace out, guys.